2 years ago, this happened.
I received something faulty from another YouTuber, and you may have heard of them. It's TronicsFix. If we go over to our microscope, you can see this connector is no more. Okay, there we go. We have a blue light. What happens? Nothing. It turns off. No. It's a shame I wasn't able to get this little 3DS working. I'm pretty sure the issue is going to be with a faulty top screen.
Today, today is going to be a sweet day. I'm going to try and fix that same 3DS from the video 2 years ago. I don't think it boils down to knowledge. I think I knew what I was doing back then, but I just didn't have the skill to replace the connector good enough. Either that, or like I said, it might be a potential top screen issue. Either way, we are going to try and sort it today. And here it is, after years of being sat in one of my drawers, the Nintendo 3DS that TronicsFix sent me. I really hope I'm not going to let Steve down today. That's the main goal. And the funky chassis. I don't think I put it fully back together for obvious reasons, in the fact that it wasn't actually working. Turn it over, yeah, buttons flying out absolutely everywhere. Take the back off and inspect. Okay. Oh, we seem to have a ripped cable here, which I can't remember happening. That was the L. And for some reason, yeah, it's snapped in half. I don't know if that was on the previous video, that's for sure. So I'll just move that over here. Now we know what the issue is from the highlight that I just would have shown. But when I went to press on the power button, I'd get a bleep and the device wouldn't power on. In the Nintendo DS family, pretty much all of the generations, I'm sure, if that happens, it can indicate a bad top screen. Let's go ahead and just flip this board over, because we've got another ribbon cable here. Disconnect the Wi-Fi as well. Now let's just move this over and out the way. I'm just going to disconnect the bottom screen as well, which is by taking that off. Let's also remove the game card reader. Then exposes the ribbon cable for this bottom screen. There we go. Are we free? We're free. And there is the bottom screen itself. Now it doesn't feel like to me as well that this has a battery in the back, and it definitely should. Yeah, there should be a battery here. I don't know where the battery's actually gone. And this is that lovely connector that we had that is no longer on the board for reasons I can't tell you why. I don't know why it's off. Maybe I tried to do it again and failed, or because of the bad soldering, maybe it just fell off in the end. That wouldn't surprise me either. But as you can see, we got our work cut out for us. It does also look like here that we've got a little bit of corrosion on the board, which I probably missed last time. But if I'm honest, I don't really see that affecting the rest of the device. That's the only little bit that I can see. And the reason I struggled so hard last time to actually get this connector on was because you've got plastic on this side, you've got plastic on this side, and then on the back you can't even do it from underneath because you've got this. So it is surrounded by plastic. I think the way that I'm gonna get this connector back on is by simply moving the air enough back and forth so that we try not to burn this plastic and it solidifies. So plenty of solder here, plenty of solder on the actual connector itself, and then move the heat around. I think that's the plan of action. But first, I need to get one of these connectors. And before I do that, a huge thank you to today's video sponsor, PCBWay. PCBWay is your website for DIY. Get an instant quote on your PCBs at a low cost with fast delivery. New customers will also get a $5 welcome bonus. Fully customize your PCB with a few clicks, including the thickness of the board to the color of the solder mask. PCBWay also offers services in CNC machining, 3D printing, sheet metal fabrication, and also injection molding. Head on over to the gift store and grab yourself a multimeter or a soldering iron. PCBWay has it all. Thank you to PCBWay for sponsoring today's video. Now back to the repair. Scrap what I just said, because the board that I was showing you, which is this one, I think is a donor, which is where I took the component from. And this one is the board that I worked on in that video, and we can tell that by the shocking soldering job that we have here. Now it does look like they're all pretty much connected there, which is why I think I came to the conclusion last time that it potentially is just a top screen issue, because they do look okay. Let me just go over and see if I can push these and make sure they're all connected. It seems that way. After 2 years of sitting in a drawer as well. Lovely. We'll just go ahead and check the other side as well. This one looks a little loose here. So does that one. So maybe we can just give this a little bit of a reflow. This little clasp does seem a little bit fluxy as well, but I think this pin and this pin are potentially not connected, which is what might be causing our issue here. I don't think it warrants a reflow. I think I, with my Metcal, which is a newer soldering iron, I think I could get in there and maybe just solder those bits. And then, like I said, give it a nice clean out with my can of air and some IPA. So I'm just coming in here with a bit of heat and just warming the board up. You can see that flux starting to bubble already. Can you see that? Okay, just a little bit in and around that connector. Like I said, we'll give it a nice clean. A little bit of solder, here we go. You're going to need a little bit more flux there. Could probably get away with doing all of these, you know, in which case it might just be worth it. Like I said, along with a nice clean. Do we just go over these ones as well whilst we're here? I don't see any harm in it. Kind of makes sense. There we go. Nice clean IPA. How do we look now? Wow, those solder connections look 10 times better. Hey, I'm actually going to leave this one as is. This one here. It's not protruding on any of the others, and it looks solid, so we'll leave that. And obviously we got this side as well now, which looks 10 times better. Hey, I'm just going to see if this one will move now. No, it's not going anywhere. Neither is that one. Okay, that looks so much better. And the clasp, does that move a little bit more freely? Just with that IPA, yeah, look at that. It moves a lot more freely than what it was. That's for certain. Good stuff. I think then maybe I'll just try and put this back in the chassis. I've got to sort the issue with the R as well, but I want to see if it is truly a top screen issue or whether I just didn't solder that connector on properly 2 years ago. After a long few minutes of utter desperation, I think I managed to get it back working enough so that I can at least just give it a test. So it's got a battery in. Let's push the power button. There we go. We get a blue light. It's staying on for a while. Oh, it's just turned off. Okay. All right. So I think it is the screen. Because can you hear that click as well? That pop. Let me see if I can get it on camera. I'm going to carry on talking so you can potentially hear the pop. There it is. You probably heard it when I said pop at the same time. Poppity pop pop. So I do think, unfortunately, it's going to be the top screen. Now, we do have a brand new Nintendo 3DS replacement top LCD screen. Am I looking forward to taking this apart? Absolutely not, because it's one of the worst devices to work on personally when it comes to the top screen. But for the sake of repair, content, and Steve, I'm going to try my hardest to get this one working. If you've ever worked on a Nintendo 3DS or any DS family lineup, you will know the exact struggle that I'm about to endure and go through. This is ridiculous. It is utterly ridiculous. Look at it. My gosh. I bet people would have made a few bob repairing these back in the day, that's for sure, because I'm pretty sure the amount of people that wants to actually do them is slim to none. Well, that's the LCD free, which was only one of the cables here. What's actually nice about this is I don't have to take out anything else, I don't think. I can just go ahead and install the new screen. So I've only had to just unwind this one ribbon cable. Getting this one in the chassis though, and back through Spaghetti Junction, might be a little bit tough. Here it is, the new LCD. The gloves are off for this, that's for sure, because you need the best dexterity and precision you can possibly get. Other than the noodle mess, we're looking okay. It does say to put the black wire at the front as well. So we'll see how this goes. Putting it back. Another really tough and tedious bit. Putting this black wire back through along with all of the cables. You have to squeeze all of these through that same slit you took them out from. Wish me luck, because I could be here for hours. Unless, by some miracle, we get very lucky. Key thing here is to not rip any of the cables, because I will cry. So tough to show this on camera. I'm putting them through the wrong way. I'm putting them through the wrong way. Okay, slowly back out, slowly back out. Okay, I think I've got it. I think I've got it. To be honest, I have no idea anymore. Now, another very tedious part of the process, we're putting the motherboard back in. But first, we obviously need to make sure that all of the buttons are back in place where they need to be. Okay, now we concentrate. We concentrate lots. So here's our 3DS that I've put the motherboard back in. Now I've put a few screws. I've got one more screw to put up here. I can't for the life of me work out how this slider goes in there for the volume. It just doesn't fit. I have no idea what the situation is. Saying that, thanks to my good old friend Mr. Donor Board here, I picked this one up ages ago that was faulty. I can see that actually a little bit of plastic goes down there and it maneuvers the volume button. Now I can see that makes perfect sense. There it goes. Lovely. Let's put a few small components back on this board and then we're ready to test. And here's a little L button ribbon cable that I've just taken out, and I'm going to replace it with this one from the donor just here. Right, a couple of screws just to seal the deal. I cannot in any way, shape or form guarantee that even if this turns on, that all the functions are going to work. I have no idea. Right, just to stop the battery from falling out. Okay, all right. This is the absolute moment of truth. This is what I've been waiting for. It's what I've been dreaming for ever since I wasn't able to fix it. Now, if I can obviously get this working, I'll install this plate back and then clean the screen because it's a little bit grimy. But here we go. What happens when we go to push this power button? Has that been put back correctly? Yeah, it has. Look. Okay, cool. 3, 2, 1. On button. Okay, I get a blue light. Do I get anything on the screen? Please, please, please. It's the same thing. I get exactly the same thing. On button. Turns on. And then it crackles and nothing. And that's with a brand new top screen. It's obviously devastating. I'm going to try and investigate a little bit more to see what it might be. Could it be potentially the camera at the top that's causing the issue? I don't know. Let's dig a bit deeper. I'm just looking over the top screen cable. I'm sure that could probably be pushed in a little bit more. Maybe we just don't have good enough contact. Can you see there's a bit of a gap here? And this side is a bit more closed. So let me just see if I can get that in a little bit better. If it was something as simple as that, I'd be loving life. I think that's better. Definitely on this side and definitely on this side. Can you see how it's now even? That looks better. Let's just try that and see how we get on. Has that made a difference? I've left just the antenna cable out, but the Wi-Fi module is connected. So is everything else, except for maybe the L and the R's, etc. The important things are connected. Right, 3, 2, 1. Blue light. Come on. Still get the pop and nothing. I'm going to maybe have to change out the bottom screen. The only issue being I've got 2 faulty consoles, but I don't know whether they have good bottom screens or not. I'll try both of them. Worst case scenario, and then if really needs be, I'll get another screen. But I'm sure that popping noise with that flashing blue light is something to do with either the top screen or the bottom screen not connecting to the motherboard properly. I'm going to head over to the scope of this motherboard, and before I install the new bottom screen, I'm just going to check F1 and I believe F2 because their fuse is on the board. Now I know that we're still getting something, but it's almost like when it just tried to initiate, that's when it goes boom and turns back off. So I don't think it is going to be the fuse, but I'm just going to double check. Here we go. F1, meter in continuity mode, which is the mode that beeps. As long as this beeps, we have a continuous path. Yeah, fuse 1 is okay, as suspected. Is there an F2 on the board? I'm just having a look now with my eye before I use the scope. I do see a little bit of corrosion, and this is the... Ooh, are they meant to be filled pads? What's happened there? Wait, this is a donor board. There's meant to be a whole connector here, which just isn't. Is that for... That must be for Wi-Fi. Are we missing any components from the donor? What's that? We've got a little resistor here. Do we have that resistor here? No, wait, that's missing. We don't have that component here. Anything else missing? No, they're not populated. And it might even be that this one isn't meant to be populated here, but there's no harm in putting it there by the looks of the board layout. Is there anything else wrong with this board then? Have I just massively overlooked it and gone, it's the screen because of the popping? Maybe, back then, 2 years ago, I should have done some more board inspection, but obviously know a lot better now. So, but saying that, I should have started with that this time. Hey, that cap does not look good. Oh, whoa, 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 wait there. What is this? Hello, Mr. Fly. Lord a glove. Looks like Steve sent me a lovely cockroach. Is this a cockroach? I don't know. Well, it was a cockroach. Okay, now we've got some mess down here. If that's mess that's been worked on, or I think Steve said that he done nothing with this console. But we definitely have some bug juice, as we can see, which might be one of the reasons why this isn't working. So we do need to dive a little bit deeper. This isn't going to be as simple as I thought. It looks like a lot of that juice has gone under here. This chip, what chip is this? Wow, okay. Maybe this chip needs a reflow. Don't know if it's a replaceable one, but you can see there's quite a bit of what looks to be like gunk under there. Let's try this way and see if I can get under it. Yeah, we definitely have some sort of like muck around the chip / corrosion, So it could be that both of those screens are actually okay. And this is where we have our issue. Now we've got a couple of diodes. Some of these components are fried, hey? Let me give it a quick clean. I should have known better and I should have inspected, but here we are. I mean, this one with a K on looks like a fuse to me. Yep, it sounds like a fuse as well. That looks like bug juice. Don't have any shorts from what I can tell. None of these caps are shorted. No. When this was sat in my drawer, it wouldn't have had the battery connected to it, so I don't think this would have got any worse. Regardless, it's pretty bad as it is. I think something's going on with this chip as well. I'm going to have to give this a reflow, I think. Those traces... No, I don't think they're corroded. I'm just going to give this a reflow and get underneath it because that does look like bug juice to me. I don't know what bug juice looks like because we don't really get it here in the UK. But like I said, I will give it a nice little reflow just with some hot air. I'm going 400 degrees Celsius here. It's probably a little bit too hot, but it is what it is. I don't know whether this is, I mean, it kind of looks like the CPU chip or something. It smells very funky. Let's add some flux. There we go. I don't want to replace any of these other components yet because I don't know if what the situation is going to be. But we can see down here as well. Look, there we go. I can't tell you if that looks any better because I can't really get a good look under the chip. Who knows? Not me. I'll put the old screen back and just see if that's made any difference at all. Then if not, I'll use the newer screen from the donor, which again, I don't know if that works or not. Did a little reflow work or did that do absolutely nothing? Let's find out. Here we go. Let's push that on button. Now, on button. Do we get anything? Blue light. Straight off. Okay, with a pop again. I'll change out the bottom screen and then I'll test again. New top screen, donor, bottom screen, reflow of that main chip, whatever it is. Has that fixed our issue? Come on, please give me some sort of life. 3, 2, 1. Blue light. Please, something on screen. Please, no pop. We still get a pop. Before I go ahead and investigate even further, I'm going to try another bottom screen that I have from another faulty 3DS. Like I said, it is possible that both of those screens that I'm taking from 2 of the donors are actually faulty as well. The chances are pretty slim because I'm sure it's usually the top screen, but they are chances nonetheless. So I'll change out again another bottom screen and just see if that resolves our issue. The top screen that I installed was brand new, so we can definitely rule out the top screen. Maybe we don't rule out the top screen connector though. In 30 minutes, I'm due to live stream, so I'm going to complete the rest of this on a live stream. If after that second bottom screen doesn't work, I'd be going to a live stream regardless to ask for a little bit of assistance. TronicsFix sent me this 3DS. Here we've got that same cable that has that little bit of damage over here. Now, I don't know if that's enough to actually cause the camera not to work, but again, regardless, this is the camera ribbon cable. The speaker, what is this? Is this the speaker cable? This is the speaker cable. So if this isn't plugged in, does that affect the device turning on or off? So if I just have that removed and try and turn it on, will it turn on or not? The black one is camera. So this one is camera. Okay. Because when I don't have this plugged in, I can't hear the pop, which makes sense. So this is actually the speaker. This one is the camera. Check the cables are most often the cause. Basically, it's components that can't communicate with something. So it's either a missing or damaged component or a broken flex cable. And the flex cables often go bad because they will flex. Okay. I've changed out the top screen. These look pretty plugged in. So do you just want me to plug it in now and see if it works without the chassis? So this is our big ribbon cable that we're looking at first. And it does look a little bit beat up here. Okay. When you say a little bit beaten up, I mean, that does now look very beaten up. But I have tried without this plugged in. Check it near the hinge, where the hinge is. Check it near the hinge. What, here? So this is that cable. This seems to be okay. Look, it seems to be okay in my opinion. Let's just have a look at the back as well. I'm just doing this one cable at a time. Can you see it looks pretty chewed here, but it's not going over any of the traces. This is the new top screen, this one. Let's have a look at this one. A little bit of a dent in that one, isn't there? Dents, I don't know if that matters much. What do we think? That there? What is that? Is that going to be okay? It'll be the speaker flex. It carries a brightness and will pop if it's a break. So, Jin, you think it's going to be the speaker? That thing looks completely a bit obliterated. Speaker flex cable carries a brightness. Those for the LED. No backlight, no recognition. What one's the backlight? Are you talking about this one here? Which one's the speaker flex? Let me just confirm. The speaker flex is this one. Is this one the speaker flex? Yeah, this one. And is this one? And this is the one that we're saying looks bad, right? So I'm right in saying somebody's saying that on the speaker flex you have the backlight, but somebody also just said at the start of the stream that you don't need the speaker flex plugged in. So I'm assuming that we do need the speaker flex plugged in for the console to turn on then, right? There's juice around the camera. And it's still liquid. How long has that been liquid for? Hopefully going to not get IPA inside the lens. That wouldn't be good. The fact that I'm going to be able to test this outside the chassis is 10 out of 10. There we go. Blue light. Anything on the screen? No. Whoa! Ready? That pop is from the failure of the small ribbon cable in the backlight. Good morning, good morning. I can try a different top screen, and this has all different cables here. This is a different top screen entirely. So I can try this. And then that way, we can rule out whether it's anything to do up here. Power. It's alive! Now take the speaker ribbon cable from the faulty screen and replace the mangled corroded one. Do you guys think it's the speaker cable or the camera. Yeah, because I don't know which one it is. I don't know if it's the camera or the speaker. It also means that these are okay. Oh, it means that the board is okay, most importantly, even though it's a little bit bug infested. If you guys wanted to see me struggle, then trust me when I say you are in for an absolute treat. So just to confirm for those who are watching this back as a VOD, one of the cables, whether it be the speaker, the camera, is completely and utterly useless. So what I now need to do is change out both of those flex cables to see which one it is that was faulty. What? I've got no words. I'm pretty sure this was broken before I even lifted it. It would make, I mean, would it make sense? Because what's this for? What's this for? Is this just an LED? Did I do that? I'm sure I didn't. I didn't put any pressure on it at all. That's it. And that, I don't think that would have been enough to tear that. It's not even connected. Wait, so how was this meant to go? Wait, are they meant to be connected or not? Because look at the donor we have. Yeah, that definitely isn't the case. And there definitely wasn't a piece missing, was there? When I looked at it under the scope. Can you see how this piece has a piece? It has a piece here, look. Can you see that? And it bends over, right? Whereas this one, look, it's missing a piece. I'm assuming actually this is the backlight circuit over here, because if this being the backlight circuit, one of these ribbon cables plugs in, which is the backlight. That would make sense. One of them's one of them's 3D, one of them's backlight. One's backlight and brightness, one's 3D. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So our issue now is that this one is intact, and the one that I was just looking at that it worked with is broken. Maybe someone was in it before. Yeah, but how come that works then? I'm so confused. Right, anyway, regardless, this one works. So I'm just going to have to do it without having an LED for the camera, right? I need to see something on the screen. Otherwise, I will probably dispatch my own face. Okay, here we go. Please. 3, 2, 1. I'm going straight into it. I'm not even doing no predictions, nothing like that. I'm not messing about. Right, blue light, please. Well, that's good and all. Okay, good. Touchscreen. Why is it pressing like that? Did you guys just see what happened? It's the stick. Oh, okay. Oh, the stick's not there though. Oh, the stick is on the other side, no? The stick's not plugged in. Oh, exactly. I see. Okay, fine. Right, so we're good. We're good. Right, let me just take this out then. Please tell me both screens work. Please. Okay, I don't know what that light is, but I'm assuming it's good. Please. But that looks good, right? Is that good? I know that this is wobbling around, but that's okay. Are we okay? I think we're okay. Try to turn off the 3D. 3D off. I've just this second ended the live stream and thought I'd just come in with a bit of commentary to clarify some things in case I didn't do such a good job of explaining it in that video, which I probably didn't. I apologize. It actually turns out that it was either the camera ribbon cable that was causing those issues or the speaker flex cable. I don't know which one it was because I just replaced both of them. The stream was 3 hours 45 minutes. I'd say for about 2 hours 45 minutes was the amount of time it took me to swap everything out and finally give it a test like you saw at the end there. I'm now going to get this fully back together and I really hope it's fixed. The LED ribbon cable for the top of the camera for some reason was butchered and snapped in half. I don't know if it was me. If it was me, I'm a bit of an idiot, but looking at the live stream footage, it doesn't look like it was me. It looks like it was there beforehand. The antenna cable as well is very beaten up, so I'll be extremely surprised if we get Wi-Fi on this. Saying that, the Wi-Fi slider connector isn't on the board, so I don't think this is going to be able to connect to Wi-Fi anyway. As long as it can play games, the touchscreen works, and the 3D bit at the top works, I'll be happy. I'll be back with you in a second to confirm that it's actually working, hopefully. Here we have the device. We do have a couple of problems. If I open it up, I haven't put it all back together just yet. If we go to power the device on, we get the blue light, and we do have life eventually. There we go. You could probably see issue number 1. This is still happening, even though I now have the analog stick in, or joystick, whatever you want to call it. I was able to get the stop to stop before, but I can't actually get it to stop now. I don't know why. Maybe it's just tiring itself out. The 3DS does work, and even when I go to press the home button, etc., it does work and it does take me home. Apparently it's saying that I'm not allowed at the moment, but if I press it now, you can see it takes me home. I'm trying to get on the camera to show you the camera. There we go. If we open the camera and we press OK, the camera itself works. So that's the front of my desk. As you can see, when I move it around, it works that way. And also, if I turn it around, you can see that it works above as well. So the inner works and the outer works, which is wicked. And The R works, it just can't find an SD card at the moment. What we do notice is that the L isn't working. So the L's not working so far. What a beautiful photo. Here I have the other LCD, which still has the purple bit to go around the outside, which I do need to change regardless. But I don't think it's an issue with the bottom LCD. I think it's an issue to do with the actual analog stick and the connection that we have. But I'm going to test that now. I think it looks like it's stuck on going up. Also to add, I don't think this is actually going to come across on camera, but the 3D slider does work and it does make the top screen a 3D. So I thought I was done, but not in the home run just yet. I've got some more investigating to do. FYI, I have actually changed the bottom screen, as you can see, and I'm still getting the same thing. What's good is that actually this screen still works. I've tested the digitizer and that seems to be okay. What I will say is I don't know if this actually goes in all of the way like it should. So I'm just going to lift this up, go over to my donor, which the connector's here. I'm going to plug it in to see if that goes in a lot further or whether it's pretty much the same. So you can see that goes in quite a lot and it's quite secure now. So I give you the same view on the one that isn't working, which is here. And I go to plug this in. Does it go all the way in as well? Yeah, do you know what? I think it does. But even without this in, it's still doing what it's doing. So I don't think it is this connector. I think it might be like a resistor or something that's causing it, which sucks. I've just gone to have a look at this connector again and the clasp has just completely flown off. In which case I'm going to have to replace it. I'm really hoping if I turn this board over there's no plastic on the same side. No, there's not. Okay, fine. So I should be able to, quote unquote, easily replace this. This is the donor one that I'm taking off the board. So I'm going 400 degrees Celsius here because I need to go through the board. And the airspeed I'm going is 99%. Hopefully I'm just going to be able to remove this connector off nice and easily, he says. And just dump it onto the other one. There we go, connect it off, okay. Take this one off of our actual non-working board that has the issue and no clasp anymore. Cool. Take our replacement connector and just put it there for the time being. I'm just going to add a weeny bit of flux here. Just help that solder flow nicely and put the connector over the top. Give it a nice clean after we will. That looks roughly in position and then we just heat from the bottom and let the heat gun do the work. Here we go. Should magically just move into place now. Moving that air back and forth. I don't want to keep it stagnant. If I keep it stagnant, we're going to burn the actual board. So we can't do that. But we just keep moving it around. You'll see any second this solder start to wet and the connector should just solder down. There it goes. Now these pins don't massively look connected to me, so I'm just going to come in with a soldering iron. A couple of them are, these two are, this one isn't, and this one is a bit loose. I'm just going to put that back a little bit. Come in with a tiny bit of flux just here and just connect these pins. And I think as well just bolster up the ground like that. Same on this side. There we go. IPA. Nice clean. Right, now let me just give it a wiggle and just make sure they're all connected. Yeah, they're all connected. Ground looks nice and secure as well on both sides. Yeah, perfect. Right, let's give it a full test now. Okay, here we go. I don't know how many moments of truths we've had in this video so far, but I'm hoping it's making for good content. Let's go to power it on. Okay, we have power. Does it wiggle about anymore? Please. Please no. Please no. My hand is slipping. Okay, no wiggle. Yes! This works? Yes! Okay, sweet. We don't have any ghosting or anything like that anymore, and the touchscreen is still good. I believe, yes it is. Okay, wicked, wicked, wicked. Now I just need to sort out the L, and I think we're done. First of all, how's the actual connector? Yeah, the connector's okay. I mean, it looks soldered nicely. From what I can tell, no cracks, nothing like that. And this is actually the cable that I've swapped over, which also looks all right. So is it the button itself? I mean, I get a full click, but maybe the button itself is not working, not making that continuous path. Okay, so I have a continuous path here. Now that's ground, okay? So what I need to work out is if we get a button press. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I need 6 extra pairs of fingers right now. So I'm going to put one on ground, one here. That's fine. I'm clicking the button. I'm not clicking the button here. We just have a continuous path. What about here? And here as well. So here we don't. So I click. Do I get anything? I don't get any action, do I? And I'm going to try up here as well. Which one's a continuous path to ground? This one. This one. This one. They're all continuous paths to ground. This is the only one that isn't a continuous path to ground. And I'm not getting a click. So it should be either opening the circuit or closing the circuit. I'm assuming, and nothing's happening. I can verify this by this one over here, actually, because it's pretty much the exact same layout, right? So if I put a probe here and do the exact same with my 6 fingers, see, these are all connected to it as well. Okay, does this one beep when I click? Wait, does it click? Yes, it does. Can you hear that? So this one doesn't beep when I'm connected to ground and I'm not clicking. So I'm not clicking now. It's this second pin here. Wait there. I'm not clicking now, right? And it's on. If I click, you can see in the top right, you can't really see actually, but when I'm clicking the button, that's doing something. Now, is that the actual ribbon cable or is that the button itself? The button is on the ribbon cable, isn't it? Yes, it is. So here's the button in question. That would have been 10 times easier doing it from this actual button, wouldn't it? Yep. So again, I can show you if I go here and here, I believe we should get a beep, but we're not getting a beep. Nothing. Now, believe it or not, what I don't have is another one of these ribbon cables. However, I could take the R from the donor and solder that button into place because I believe our issue is at the button and not the end of the ribbon cable. Here is the button that I'm talking about, and I just want to make sure that this one works. So, do we have a button press when I click the button in? No, I don't. So, does this button not work either? There goes plan B. I mean, this one does look really battered, doesn't it? Yeah, okay. Not to fear, I have another one on the final donor board. Third time lucky. How does this one look? Oh, this one looks just as beaten up. I think here and here. Yeah, okay. This button's okay. Can you hear that? When I click it on the first two. Now the tough part. I'm going to go 250 degrees Celsius, I think. Probably get away with 300. Let's put it up to 300. The key here is moving the air really quick. And we shouldn't burn the plastic. Should be the key word here. I've never done this before. Okay, good. Now, a little bit of solder here. 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 Definitely don't need that bridging, so I'm just going to put a little bit of flux. Oh, way too much flux. Now, I don't want this ribbon cable to be fluxy, because then the button will not work. Here we have our new button, / recycled button. Now, I know that's not actually on correctly, but I'm now just going to go for a reflow. And I'm going to hope it sits on, or it just flies off. Took a while, but I think we got there. A little bit of a bridge there that I need to sort, but it definitely looks soldered, that's for sure. Tiny bit of flux. Again, I do not want to use too much flux because it does just clog the button up itself. There we go. We look okay to me. Now for the actual test, get that bit of solder off in a minute. Just make sure. Yeah, there we go. Wicked. And it looks aligned as well. Let's see if that is the final piece of this puzzle. After all that rigmarole, the device is back on. R, do you work? Which worked before. Yes, you do. Okay. L, do you work? And is this fixed? Yes. Oh, one more time. Oh, amazing. Okay. Home button. There we go. Seems to work absolutely fine. The analog stick itself, again, works as it should, thankfully. Touch screen on the device works as it should. All of the buttons work. Oh. What a journey I've had with this. The speakers obviously work as well. The Wi-Fi does not work. I've even cut the antenna cable. It annoyed me that much. I just cut away the antenna cable. So the Wi-Fi does not work with this device. I'm just going to do the finishing touches, give it a little bit of a clean. Then I'm going to tell you exactly what we are doing with this 3DS. And here it is in its entirety. Is it the best looking Nintendo 3DS on the market? Absolutely not. Have we, however, been on an absolute journey? Yes, we have. And I'm so happy that it is working. And it's just a standard Nintendo DS game, so it doesn't have the 3D option available. So I can't actually confirm that that works. But I will say as well, there's a little light that says 3D over here. And does it just stay 3D on all the time? I don't know. Who knows? It does feel a little bit weird putting the game card in and out. It feels a little bit sticky, but it does work. But you can see, look, I've just ejected it and I have to pull it out. But yeah, it does load, etc. I am more than happy that this device is working. And just to show you the outside, there it is. That does remind me, I also need to make sure that it charges, because that would be really embarrassing, wouldn't it? I've not checked that yet. Okay, charging cable plugged in, and that is a blue light. I'm just plugging the other end of it in. Does it charge? Yes, there we go. Yes, it does charge, and the battery symbol is taking a charge. Considering that I wasn't able to fix this 2 years ago, and now through the help of the community, we've been able to, is such a surreal feeling. I am going to list this console on eBay, shipping worldwide, and all the proceeds will be given to charity. So you could own this 3DS. I won't be able to show that in this video, but I will update the description and the pinned comment to show exactly how much it is that it's been bought for and which charity it goes to. I'm actually going to reach out to Steve and see which charity that he wants us to raise some money for, given he sent me this device. I will be listing it as faulty because the Wi-Fi doesn't work. It will probably have a couple of days left after this video goes live, so if you're wanting to own this fantastic device, again, there will be a link in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this roller coaster of a video. Massive shout out to Steve for sending me this a few years ago. I appreciate you. I'm going to try and hit 100k subscribers by the end of 2024, so if you haven't subscribed yet and you enjoy what you see, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below. Have a great rest of your day, week, weekend, whatever it is for you, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.